Okay.
And like I said, end up in the land. You know, it's like right here. Yeah. Also, nice to meet you. Autumn, Olin, good to see you. Derek, Olin, thanks for joining us, man. Where's Derek? Yeah, send me an email anytime. Oh, okay. Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Tommy. Nice to meet you. Is everybody, you guys all like y'all? Name tags? Yeah.
Bring mine out.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, now,
Katie.
nice to meet you.
We have a professor.
Hey, go dogs.
Appreciate y'all coming out.
Hey, you're welcome, absolutely. Micah?
Yeah.
I like that. How did you end up in the girls? Nobody asked you to say the shit?
No, I just
Sounds scary.
Yeah.
Hi.
Joe.
Nice to meet you. Anytime.
Very cool. Where are you from?
There you go.
Frankfurt? Okay. We have some good friends in Cologne.
Did you
Spent
Yeah,
some time there. Okay.
send me an email?
There are a couple for
Send me an email
Dallas,
later
so
and I'll
winter break.
Yeah. It's a shame you didn't miss out on Oktoberfest this year. Sorry.
I've actually never.
No, I know.
I just do it with somebody that does worse like that.
Now you're seeing it.
No, I know.
No,
You know,
if
if
like
not
5
her, we
hours
could
away,
try
so-
Bill Green.
And I'm
He works with
during that.
volleyball and goes with women's basketball.
That would work.
How's the season
Just
going?
something-
Andrew that works with
Not
soccer.
that good. We're at all of them.
All the time?
So he's
I know the World Cup
soccer.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Understand here. I love the way
Yeah. She was there.
Busy with the world champion, and then the U.S. team is starting to build all their German
But I
Americans. I
think
get
it
it.
would be a good experience for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not like you're gonna be.
exactly.
German.
Awesome. More than Thanks for sitting through our presentation.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like it's like a big chance to do like international stuff. Like let's I don't know, like because I'm looking for internships and I don't really know if I should do it in Germany this year.
Well, like I said about our internships program, you might not be at CLC, but you might be IMG is a huge company. So you might do something where you're working at the tennis academy or the golf academy. You're working in fashion. And have a good night.
That's what I was saying. Thanks for up.
No, thank you. Absolutely. Good time. They're a good class.
Companies do what they do.
Right.
But we're wearing that.
We had the people that.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for coming.
Oh, you're
IMG is
welcome.
the largest company. They're all over the coast.
Okay. Yes. All right.
Just Google IMG and Octagon.
Octagon's another big one that's in Atlanta. Is Katie? Katie's the Octagon, isn't she?
Yes.
Katie. I know Katie. So the
other Katie.
Katie. We do have the other Katie works for Octagon, and she goes and basically sets up or helps set up and bring in the guests college game day every Saturday. So one weekend she'll be in Tallahassee, and next week she'll be a part of it.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Like that one year where they had New Hampshire or something
Yeah,
like that.
absolutely.
And,
they
It's
do
good.
it all the time.
It's good. Yeah.
Was that when you first got here?
yeah, there's so many.
I mean, I visited before,
All
but
these events.
I never.
There's so many
was
people
here.
that
Yeah.
have their hands in them.
Yeah.
It's not like ESPN puts on everything.
Yeah, one thing we did talk about is some of the events, like for the college football playoff, we'll actually pass out the hats and shirts to the team to make sure that they have no one when they get up on the podium. So it's front and center, it's a huge marketing play.
Right.
And the big drivers, you know, everyone's, I want the hat to change. Oh, it's a terrible hat, but they want it to go.
Oh, they're the ugliest hats in the world.
Terrible.
But you
I'll get
get
there.
immediately they're online.
I'll get there.
To me, I mean, they're just big.
Yeah, they just have too much. Well, that's what I have a problem with in my world, you know, the whole NC world, just too many logos.
Well, everybody wants to be on it. And
It's, I have the most NASCAR-esque designs. Just everywhere. Hey, Stephanie. Olin, good to see you. Absolutely, anytime. That's what you do. Thank you.
Okay, sounds good. Like, we should be paying you guys, you know,
I'll be in my
our
office,
salary
or
because
if you can scan it, send.
we hammer that stuff, and then
If
we
not,
said
I'll
it
be
about
on the UCC 312.
like all the advice.
Redwood Subway.
It's stuff that we always tell them, but they just don't.
It's different when it's somebody that, you know,
Nine,
that comes in and does
right,
it.
exactly.
And that's gone through it too, you know what I mean? I mean, listen, they should be scared as hell. The job market sucks. And that's the truth.
I tell them, I tell them.
And you guys should be scared, but you should use that as motivation.
Exactly.
Because a lot of people shut down, and you don't have to go to sports right away. I mean, you know, we have, the head of her department was a political science major, and really ended up, working a couple jobs before he ended up at CLC. There's very few of us
Oh, I
there
didn't tell.
that.
I mean, I graduated with a master's degree, and I was like, you know what? I need to go make some money. So I took a sales job in Chicago.
Yeah, I was one of two folks in my major at Georgia. I was a sports communications major.
Yeah.
It was the last year before they shut it down for a couple years, and then
They
they restructured it, and now it's back. But one of two that actually work in sports.
And we find that
Wow, it's crazy.
But we tell them, what we do try to.
Again,
A lot of them, they come in and say, you made a great point. I tell them, you're not gonna be a coach, that's not the major for you, you're not gonna be, you know, for those of you, if you think you're gonna be a professional athlete, I guess you're here just because, you know, you can't find anything else.
Yes, yeah.
It's a job, right? It's a job.
Absolutely.
And 9 times, I go to conferences and I have people, oh, and then the other thing when they say, when we go into this business side of sports, so they want to work for the Braves, they want to work for the big teams.
Oh, it's
And job market is extremely limited.
No, you go work for them, you want to talk about grunt work?
Oh.
I mean, it's, first of all, it's seasonal work, you get hired for 3 months.
Well, right.
You get hired for 3 months, and then the other 9 months you work and talk them back. I mean, that's
Yeah, and
that's how it
hours.
works.
Where you do.
You gotta get hours,
That's
the
why
hours
it's like, get
suck.
comfy
Ticket
shoes.
sales.
Say
You're on your feet
there's nothing more
for
thankless or
They're
ruthless.
always,
14 hours.
The Predators, they're always hiring. The Panthers, they're always hiring.
You know why?
You always see it up there.
Right,
Ticket
and
sales.
that's why they don't pay you. And we didn't get into that salaries, but, you know, we make enough to live on, but we're not making the Nick Saban salary.
Yeah.
Nobody is there at all.
But if you can provide a track record, and you can create some numbers for yourself in a role like that, what a resume boost.
Or even just learn, most places, if they're smart, will put you through some type of sales training.
Right.
I mean, shoot,
The
there are
skills
things
that you-
that I
that's
learned.
exactly.
I was in sales for 18 months, and I still know if a voicemail is over 1 minute, guess what? The likelihood someone listens to it is slim to none. Phone number.
I don't
You
listen
put
to
it
it.
at the beginning, and you say it at the end. Like, simple things that still.
Is that why you say your phone number every message that you leave?
Yes.
Okay. Beginning and end.
Straight.
Yeah.
Getting
It's just like 5 people away.
The attitude.
5 people, I know you're sitting there, I can see you, but my number is 6263.
No, that's not mine. 6219. You're close. But yeah.
We can thank you.
60.
And all, I know you're all busy, but I live in Midtown Atlanta. I moved there a couple months ago. I'm 2 blocks. I go to Panera. I go there.
Yeah.
And just go by the building. Yeah, I like it because it's
Service is
empty.
terrible.
Yeah, it is.
But
But I
like,
go.
hey, that's what I should have told him. Like, you guys are really doing a good job. Go, you know, develop some customer service
Yeah.
for corporations. I mean, that, to me, I think that's where the next frontier is. You know, I'm not a genius in it, but, you know, I'm just like anybody else. When a customer likes to be treated well, and you go in there and they're getting orders wrong, you know. But it's nice that it's there because you can get coffee and bagels.
Yeah.
You're used to eating
And
nothing.
I go there just.
And it's not cafe
just
intermezzo.
Yeah, and it's cheap.
It's close to the park.
Yeah, I'm on 10th Street, so I'm right there.
Oh,
next to the
nice.
park.
Sweet.
I'm in Post Park Apartment, so I'm just.
Yeah, we know exactly where you go to that
Yeah.
Willie's down there, yeah. Get ice cream from the skateboard shop.
Yeah, so it's just, no, but this was unbelievable.
Did Ryan,
He just-
say some of the same stuff? He's,
No, actually.
he's Chicken Little. He's the biggest Chicken Little. You know his, and he's one of my best friends.
He talked about
guys
the
wanna sit down and
knockoff.
No, because we sat down on the way
He
here.
talked about the knockoffs.
Yeah.
That was about the only thing that was said. He talked about, brand identity.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then he related it to the students about creating their own brand identity.
Yeah.
Really, guys.
Good work, Pete. Dang.
I know, that's all right.
Ryan is how I got to CLC. He was my first boss.
Ah.
Yeah. So Ryan's my.
And I interned with him. I mean, well, he had just got hired full time when I came on as an intern, so we were,
So you've been there for a while. So
I've been there for 13 years, 13 years.
I just looked you up.
I was in
on LinkedIn.
Miami.
Oh, it's not, it's not very.
No, it's not, you know, yeah.
But the other thing is, I know when we were stealing stuff.
Student, advisors.
Okay.
Yes, right after.
week I was
So
there.
you know what I'm talking about.
Sort, yeah, heard of.
Who?
That was
Because he
sport
came from
major.
OD, he came from ODU, and he worked on the football program. Yeah, he was fan development and all that stuff for ODU.
yeah.
And then he came to UM, now he's at Stetson,
Okay.
part of that program. He says that's a mess.
Yeah, I can imagine LRG special.
Yeah, Miami is interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
again,
crazy.
I think, people just think
Dr. T.
there's this perception.
We have
Dr.
a
T.
faculty member here, he was, I told him to come. He would probably be asking all kinds of questions.
Oh, yeah.
But he talked to everybody.
Well, I hate it too, when we put stuff on that USB, it jacked up.
If
Yeah,
your
that's,
PowerPoint,
see,
like,
if we get it moved to the other
use
classroom, it's the only, I don't know, they're just so,
It's a different PowerPoint.
it's the only.
No, it's fine, it
I don't like
wasn't, it wasn't major stuff, but it was
Oh,
like,
cut off.
it was cut
Yeah.
off a little bit, so.
The only
We can get
classroom
you, we can get you
just-
that deck,
Yeah, I
you know,
know.
that you guys.
But just funny you say deck,
Yeah.
because when I was with Sports Mix, all that stuff was called decks, and I'd forgotten about it.
Yeah.
Just hear that term, I was like, oh, no, see, that's a term in the classroom, they don't call it.
I had no idea what a deck was until 3 years ago. Yeah, I mean, literally, I
Funny, that term now.
started in the basement of CLC. I mean, literally in the basement, doing terrible work. And at the time, we didn't have all the technology where licensees were submitting their artwork online. I stood next to a fax machine for a summer, and CLC at the time only had one email address. And I would pull emails off of, print them off,
Yeah.
and go put them in people's mailbox. I was the email. Not everybody had a different email address.
Wow.
but-
So did you stand at their box and go, you've got mail?
So was that during
Yeah, you got mail.
or?
That was during my internship, and then I also would stand next to the fax machine, and I would actually fax the artwork that came in from the licensee. We would make the changes, or the coordinator that I was working for at the time would make the changes, and then I would take that, send it to the school and the bowls or whoever else needed to review it, and then they would make their changes, fax it back to me, and then we'd fax it back to you.
Because the point that you made about, you making copies to people, but you're there.
Right.
To be there, just to get to ask, people
Yeah,
questions,
breathe the same
to show
air.
your work ethic, to have a good attitude, because then we have a couple of students complaining like, oh, I'm not doing anything. And, well, for us,
Yeah.
I can't go to things like, oh, you have to pay these interns. That's how the market
What
works.
about here? Are there opportunities for them to get involved with the athletic department here? And,
Oh, yeah.
We have our Coliseum staff.